welcome back to the Secrets of Belly Dance. My name's Mesa and this is lesson number 2. Last time we went over the shimmy and this time we're going to go over a move called the Maya, also known as the hip figure of 8. We'll begin straight away, but I'll just give you a demonstration of the Maya. So there we have it. As you see, one hip comes out and then the other comes out in the opposite direction. All in all, you'll see that the hips make this shape, which is like a lying down figure of 8, literally. A lot of moves in belly dancing are shapes, especially the rounded shapes. Occasionally we have sharp points, like almost like a full stop in a sentence, which will accentuate the point that we might want to make in our dance. So there are really 2 components to this move, and one is the hip slide. So before we begin, we'll remember about our posture: chest open, tummy tuck, head up, and we're going to have our feet just a wee bit further apart than they were for the shimmy. So if you see here, roughly about a foot apart. Make sure you're nice and grounded and ready to dance. So we're going to move, keeping the knees kind of straight really, but flexible. If you're ever not really sure about how bendy your knees should be, unless it's specified for a move, just actually have a little walk about, back and forward. And that strength that you have when you're walking is about usually the right level for your dancing. In other words, you don't want to be like a kind of robot or, kind of stiff-legged person, and you don't want to be too bendy either. But generally, my knees are quite soft, but ready to take my weight and ready to move if I do want them to actually bend around. So for this move, knees soft, feet planted quite firmly on the ground, and we're going to actually, if we can, push the hip out to the side. Now take care, because it's not up, it's not down, it's not to the front, it's not to the back, it's straight out, so it's out. And how I'm doing that is actually by pushing on this side, pushing these muscles here. You're actually getting that nice slide going. I'll just give you another little view of that to the back. So to the side, to the side, to the side, to the side. Now you may have noticed that my upper body is stationary. In other words, I'm not doing anything in opposition. I'm keeping the top of my body out of the picture, which is another way of describing isolation. A lot of the moves in belly dancing are all about moving one part of the body without other parts of the body joining in, or another part of the body doing something entirely different. Anyway, we've got the slide going, and again, just to draw attention to my knees at this point, they're still very soft and bendy, but only bending out there and out there. So that's one part of the Maya. The other is actually the up and down motion, in other words, the vertical dimension. And we achieve this again from the hips. Now I'll have a word about the knees here. They do join in, but they're not actually generating the move. So we have our hips and legs in a fairly neutral position, And we allow, I'm going to actually start off by going to the right. So that I'm going to allow the left to drop. In other words, as the left goes down, the right will come up. So I'm going to drop the left. And you'll see my knee does bend. So it's down. And if you put your hand on your pelvic bone, you'll feel that down. So my bone is here, and now it's down there. So push using these muscles here. But again, don't worry too much because your knee will want to join in. We'll do the other side, and down, and down, and down. So down, 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 down. We'll let you see that from the back. Down, 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 down. You might be thinking, how does this all go together? Well, this is how it works. Remember your posture. So you have your slide. And what you actually do is, before you begin the slide, you're going to allow the left hip to drop and the right one to come up. In other words, you bring this one up, and before you allow it to come back down again, you actually push it out. So pushing out, when you get as far as you can go, you then begin to change to do the opposite tilt. So you then allow the left to come up, and then you come to the other side. So now we've gone as far as we can go to the left, we allow the right to come up again, and out we go again, as far as we can go, and now the left is going to be allowed to come up. And again, anytime one side is going up, automatically the other side is going down. It's like a seesaw. Okay, so we're going to allow the left to come up and out. So it's almost like a hooking kind of motion. Another way to think about this move is to think about the actual points that you have to hit. A bit like, if you think about a circle, you might have 4 corners, and you think of the 4 corners, and then you gradually, as you get better, start to round them out. So you've got your hip is going to come up on the right. We're going to out. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing to mention is that you might want to start to go up onto the ball of your foot. And there are moves later on that you might want to do using that, for example, which would be doing it like this. And you may even see dancers doing this. However, it's usually a good idea to do it flat-footed, because this way, this will stop you getting into any bad habits of actually propelling the motion from your foot, which isn't technically correct. It is actually propelled, really a wee bit of a combination, mostly the hip, but allowing the knee to come in. So I'll just let you see that again from the back. So again, I'm starting with a nice drop on the left and a raised hip on the right, and out on the left, and out on the right. It's also a good idea to just have a quick look at what my knees are doing. You'll see they are moving, but my heels are pretty much planted firmly on the ground. And once you get good at this move, you can change the level, going down and coming up, and even changing the direction that you do it. So there we have the Maya, Again, it is a rather difficult move. I would say probably around about a level 3. And you do have different explanations available on this, but this is the method that I find my students seem to latch onto more easily. And keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.